We're about to head to the back nine. We've got some movement on the last hole.
Couple holes. Zoe and Val with a great birdie to take us into the back nine.
And welcome everyone to the back half of the dynamic doubles taking place just before the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships. Coverage and event brought to you by Dynamic Disc. And after a great start on the front nine, we see the Wonder Woman team consisting of Valerie Jenkins and Zoe Andike sitting at 6 under par. Great shot by Val to get started on this back half. Hole 10 coming in at 264 feet. Well, thumbs up by the photographer there, although he's just saying he's safe.
Oh, yeah. Like that love.
Pam off on the right-hand side there. And
Man, my back hurts, Pam.
She's carrying me the whole way.
Ow, a little partner razzing there. Sandy here, who's celebrating a birthday, says that she's been carrying the team thus far.
Hit the spot.
Oh, yes.
She got it further than Pam. Madison Walker, who's teamed up with Paige Pierce, busting out the lefty action. She's been sidelined with an injury all year. She's loving it. Throwing left-handed here. And Paige Pierce finds that left side, not quite fitting through the gap like she would like to.
Oh, God.
And Madison's had a few quite direct and on-point shots today, and she's had a few that she's pulled. Again, playing left-handed to avoid using her right wrist. She does not plan to compete any time remaining here in 2017. And Paige had even offered, or correction, Madison had even offered to let Paige get a new partner, and Paige said, "No way, you're my bestie, my wife, my travel partner. You're going to play with me." So here they are battling it out. Sandy and Pam out of Florida. Throwing a great approach shot here. And Zoe, who's been getting it done with the putter, converts again. And that's going to push them to 7 under par after 10 holes. And the official Wonder Woman birdie celebration. We're seeing it more and more. Here's Madison almost making the lefty putt from one knee, straddled out. Paige, who rarely misses. She struggled a little bit with the putter today. Anytime I've seen Paige drop to a single knee, though, she's at least 99% when she goes to a single knee and she converts. Pam will clean things up. Oh, look at that sportsmanship. Gotta love it. Interestingly enough, even though they're 7 down, they missed one of the easiest holes on the course. Hole number 1 to get the tournament started, or this round. However, getting 7 of the last 9, looking to be in pretty good position. This is 253 feet, slightly uphill. Plays at least 270, maybe even 280. Or 200 and exactly that. What a shot. I mentioned before, both Pam and Sandy very quick to throw. I barely got the camera turned around in time to try and follow this shot. Sandy, who's been throwing second on the card between the two of them, finds that right side. They're still looking for their first birdie. And Madison lifted that one into the air. Paige with plenty of power here. I'm pretty sure this is a EMAC Truth. And she goes with the wide turnover. That's going to leave her a good 25, maybe 30 feet from the pin.
I set it up for you.
And Sandy wants to let Pam know that she can certainly run that after going with a turbo putt of sorts.
Come on, one time.
Oh, and for the 4th or 5th time this round, Pam draws medal. Just not quite dialed in. And Madison, who also has been very accurate with her putting, just not quite converting. And here's Paige. Okay, so that's the 1% where I've seen her throw and not make one from a single knee. Madison will clean up, and then yet to put in for birdie, we've got the Wonder Woman team.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you.
Sandy wants to play casual rules and just pick it up and toss it in for her, but she's going to insist. And here comes the birdie. So picking right up where they left off from the front nine. They've got back-to-back birdies here on the back. We're on hole 12, 229. And clearly this one's all about placement as Val's fighting toward that left side. The basket does have a little bit of a incline that it's perched on, well, we'll say the side of the hill there. Oh, kicking to the right. Looks like Val might have a better position for the two of them. I'm not sure if they're hunting for birdies or for spotters. This was the last group of the day to tee off, getting started just about at 3 o'clock. I had hustled over from Nashville, Tennessee, just to get over here and film this doubles round. Paige had asked if I'd be interested, and I said, you're putting together a group that involves Paige and Madison and Zoe and Val Jenkins, and then Pam and Sandy were there as well. How could I not want to film this? Paige not quite dialed. Trying to do the work for two today with Madison having a bad right wrist, fully committed to the lefty shots. There's a good look at birdie. She can be aggressive here, knowing she's got Paige as a backup. But she's going to put it right next to the basket. This is a full run here by Paige. All right, she's down to 98%. Paige, you're making me sound silly here. And a very familiar sound. Zoe getting it done on the green. The Wonder Woman birdie continues.
Wrong way. Oh.
I'm not sure if they're having any fun yet. The rest of the groups will clear out. Wonder Woman keeps the box.
PQ, I'll call you PQ.
I'm Tina Stenitis.
And I'm Eric Oakley, and we're here on hole 13, very tight wooded hole that that drifts to the right. So you're going to want to make sure you throw something with a turnover or a sidearm and stay in the fairway.
Val and Zoe are going to be really hard to catch up with now. They're getting birdies on pretty much every hole.
And thank you to Tina and Eric who walked along and were part of the crowd as we see the new fairway. This hole was recently redesigned, and there's a new fairway that they're playing. Apparently the previous fairway was required an up and over shot. They figured for the U.S. Women's it would be a great time to do a little bit of a redesign and have this one carved through the woods. And carving it nicely there is Val Jenkins. She would have loved a little bit more turn to the right. Tina, a big supporter with her whale sacks out here this weekend. And of course, Eric, also of Team Dynamic Discs, out here supporting the women at the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships. What a forehand there by Sandy. Not sure if she's trying to start her disc modeling career, but she's lining up for the lefty backhand. Keeps it nice and low. She really loved the release. That was a great looking left-handed backhand. Unfortunately, just on that left side. Paige going with, I think, is her deputy off the tee. A good looking shot here on this 270 footer. Green team moving forward. We'd like to thank Dynamic Disc for not only helping support the coverage here of the specific round, but also very much supporting the dynamic doubles, hence the name. Pete Cashin, I believe, along with Disc Golf Strong, also contributors here. I believe over $1,000 of added cash was given to this single round of dynamic doubles, so very impressive. Huge support for the women.
Aw, man.
And Val. Can't put them all in, Val. Sandy gives it a little bit of a leap. And Pam, who's just been all over the basket, drawing plenty of metal, doesn't get any there. A little bit similar looking putt here for the green team.
She's saving it.
Val says she's saving it. Again, relatively fresh fairway put in. Trying to get more action with my other camera here. And Paige's straddles have come up a little short, but not that time. Center of the chains. And that's going to be the sole birdie here on what I believe is hole 13. Easy cleanup. We're moving on.
Give me 5. Come on, partner.
Who are you caddying for and what's the strategy here?
Caddying for Tron, and all I gotta do is hand her the gold to make the birdies. Easy money.
Aw, yeah.
And none other than DK, Dustin Keegan on the bag there for Zoe Andyke. And what's this? A lefty forehand now by Madison Walker? And Paige is going to just lace it right up the center of the fairway, putting herself within 25 feet of the pin. And Val's trying to follow suit. Could get a little skip flare, a roll, sit, and it sits. And our spotter, who's run up ahead on every hole, helping us out. Don't worry about it, Zoe. Trying to find all those trees, both left and right side. Hole 14 at 246 feet. I feel like it plays just a bit longer. And Sandy's not going to improve much on Pam's shot. She's got a forehand lined up. We've seen a few great forehands, including the previous hole. That might be a solid recovery shot.
Get up.
Yeah, you don't need that one, anyone. Lefty birdie attempt by Madison Walker.
Almost.
I just grunted like I threw it hard or something.
Apparently going for some tennis tips there. And another birdie there by Paige Pierce. Sole, tee shot, and putt. And saving the par from up top.
Partner, that's my partner.
Solid partner you got there, Sandy. And park job. Within 10 feet. Uh-oh. Here it comes. maintaining the honors here as we move over to hole number 15. This is a par 4 at 443 feet. It's all the way down the tunnel. And that's fading to the right, but a good looking shot nonetheless there. Roller by Zoe. Oh!
That guy's just magnetic. Poor guy.
You good, Tommy?
Are you okay? There we go.
Zoe high-fiving on the fact that she almost killed a guy. I'm not sure about that. Val's ready to go. She says, we're live. Val's hoping to improve on her partner's shot. And look at this, all the way down the pipe. That'll finish on the left side, gets the spotter thumbs up. And very quick to throw, as usual.
The alarm clock has gone off.
Thank you.
Pam's throwing out there. And Sandy, with not quite as much power, is going to find herself left side. We get to rely on the forehand. We've seen Sandy throw a number of forehand saves out here. And Pam, a little bit short. A long jumper from the left side here by Zoe. And although a really good line, just a bit short, Val's going to step up. She's got a green light.
In the middle.
And Wonder Woman, no doubt.
Come on.
And the husband, Nate Doss, isn't even in disbelief. They spelled Valerie S-T-U-D. I'm not sure what school that's from. And Madison opts for the lefty forehand.
Oh man, I've been throwing good forehands all day. That sucks.
And this is a look at eagle as well on the par 4. Oh, and what a great run by Paige.
Yes.
Pam's going to tap in for the birdie, as will Madison. 2 birdies and an eagle. They move over to hole number 16, which they're calling a par 5 at 577 feet. White line is not for a croquet or cross-country meet or anything like that. Dan and Annette Harbeck are hosting a long accuracy drive contest on the weekend. Today is not inclusive of that, but they were out here painting the lines, and there's a beautiful shot.
Competition. Yeah, right.
Getting warmed up for the next day's round.
Distance roller competition.
I'd like to thank Dan and Annette Harbeck for being supporters of the Disc Golf Guy video blog coverage and of Smashbox TV. Super great guy. Madison with a lefty backhand and a giggle. As we know, Paige with plenty of power, maybe not necessarily to drive this 577-foot uphill shot the entire way, but more power than any other woman that we find in the women's field this weekend. And that pans out nicely. They'll have a good approach shot from there.
That'll do.
And they're switching it up. We got Sandy on the tee first. Controlled shot right up the center. And a lefty forehand roller by Pam. Again, keeping it low. Look at that control. Would have loved a little bit more power. You can see it up near the wood chips.
Did you see that? I'm like, why didn't I stop? Oh, yeah.
The two that are the same.
What's the plan here, Beth?
I'm gonna park it. Yeah. So I gotta find the one that's gonna park it.
I mean, I don't know why I ask such obvious questions. She's just going to find the one that's going to park it. And a little too much fade as that one slowed down with a slight uphill. And it looks like Zoe's going to get him enough power, but possibly just not enough height. And the green team in great position here.
I hit my mark.
It's the little things, Mads. It's the little things. In all seriousness, though, everyone gives her a ton of credit. Not only just coming out and playing left-handed, but then watching her improve as the round goes on and keeping her great spirit about her. And Paige lifts this one. They'll still have a look at eagle from there. This is considered a par 5. Nate Sexton, I think, would call that a soft par 5, but it's still considered a par 5.
Go in one time!
Ooh! Yeah. And what a run for eagle there. Zoe's looking uphill at eagle. Her putter's been hot. Oh, and just a few inches. I would have bet that to go in with the way she's been putting. And Val can, not quite get it up high enough. And they're going to have to settle for just a birdie here. Can't go quite back-to-back eagles on 15 and 16. Conversation as to whether or not this is outside 10 meters. If it is, you're able to fall forward. They deemed that it was. Paige is going with the uphill straddle.
I don't feel like that was outside.
You didn't jump.
Yeah, the discussion continued. Paige, obviously very familiar with putting distances, says, I don't feel like that was outside 10 meters after she had her left foot fall forward. Quite the sportswoman in this case, but they're all like, no, it was. And if you count her steps, she was definitely outside 10 meters. So we've seen green team here with 3 birdies and an eagle here in the last few holes. However, Team Wonder Woman just not letting up. This is 286, slightly, or I should say, drastically downhill. Paige hits one of the trees that's, we'll say, closest to being in the center of the fairway. This could use a tree hit and doesn't get one. She's just about pin high. The play is the turnover. Not quite a good angle for a righty forehand. It looks like the turnover is, just past the basket for Val. That skips way deep of the pin, but it was one of the best lines I ended up seeing all weekend. And trying to get a little tree love from that right side. And here's the forehand by Sandy, which has plenty of power on it, but it's going to be left side with lots of trees between her and the basket. Paige is going to opt for just a little touch forehand. Maybe not quite accounting enough for how much downhill that was. Seemed to get away from her a little bit. This is Val from pin high for birdie. Just like the previous hole, a few inches short, hitting the pole. But when you've got Zoe, who's dialed, you just chalk it up as another birdie. What a round and what a performance thus far here through 17. Wow. There is no better feeling than playing well and having fun. Usually those can go hand in hand, but as you can see, they're both having a great time. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Birthday girl not able to convert, but Madison does. That's her long-range lefty putt. That's to save the par. And another par save. So a birdie and 2 pars. We're moving on to our 18th and final hole of the round. And at this point, someone has made mention that apparently the leader was at 14 under par. I believe that's Vanessa Van Dyken and Katrina Allen had come in at 14 under par. These guys are moving on to the par 3, 364-foot hole 18. By no means is this a birdie hole. Not only do you have to get it through the gap, but then it's got to push to the right and then finish out with a hard finish on the left with Road OB. We're looking at playoff possibilities here. They put themselves in great positions to get up and down and take the par. Keeping it center fairway still is Madison. And Paige had a great line, as was mentioned, unfortunately, just way too low. And Pam, not quite enough turn, asking for her partner Sandy to help out. And Sandy stays clean. As you can see on the right side, that's OB way over there. Oh, and what a run. Trying to end this thing early for the team with a green light. Pam's running hard.
Nice job. Thank you. I don't want to hit this card. And I might. Smash.
Come on, Madison. Where's the confidence with your newly found lefty forehand? I can't help but giggle along with her.
It's up there. It's getting better. I can feel it already weird.
Zach Melton, who's been on the bag. Another fine Team DD teammate. I'd like to thank Nate Doss along with Eric and Tina, Dustin Keegan, everyone for giving some insights throughout this entire round. Oh, just too much turn by Paige. Val, who's had a few unbelievable shots today. Oh, yeah. I am not sure it ends any better than... Oh, are we cabbage patching? Val, what are we doing? That was for the win. We've all realized it now. Unbelievable finish. What a team. And what a performance. Oh, yeah. Little love by Mads. Wow. They're going to finish with a birdie and 15 under par for the 18-hole layout. Unbelievable. Madison happy. She's going to tap out lefty. Partner Paige the main organizer here for the dynamic doubles. Again, all of the love and support from Dee Dee and everyone else around.